What makes me happy? I'm happy all the time. I never find myself too sad. Everybody go through depression and stuff every now and then just because of the weight of life. Just seeing my kids happy, seeing them laugh, playing with my dog, hanging out at the beach, just being free and knowing that I'm still here, I think gives me the most joy any man can ever have in a lifetime. I think when I always talk about preparation is the only luck you're ever gonna have, I think that's what I'm talking about. Those moments that prepared me for life. Something that a book, something that a school could never have taught me. Life taught me.
I wake up happy as high, thank God I'm still alive. Start seeing flashing lights, I guess it's time to shine. It's time to start my day. First thing I do is pray. He says you make a way, just know you'll be okay.
Life is the hardest thing you're ever gonna deal with in life. I think just waking up in the morning, look in the mirror, pushing yourself to go to work harder every day, knowing that it's not gonna get easier, knowing that things are gonna happen, you're gonna have to fight through them.
Hey guys, the Bo Brad Gilmore. That track you just heard is from my band's new album, Happiness, Sadness, Etc. by 2011, available for streaming today.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. Join the 6-time World Heavyweight Champion, 2-time WWE Hall of Famer, and WWE NXT announcer, Booker T. Booker T. Alongside his right-hand man, the Boat, Brad Gilmore. It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me as always, coming to you from ESPN 975 92.5. And we gonna get this thing done, man. I ain't got a whole lot on the ticket, but we gonna get it done. We gonna get it done. Brad, how you doing, man? How you feel, man? How you feel?
I feel good, Book. I know that you've been just around the world and back again, and we're excited to be here in the Hall of Fame. Even though I thought I'd be sitting here talking to you today, saying that the Houston Astros would have advanced to another World Series, but Dallas went out there. The Rangers went out there and they got the job done. They whooped up on us.
You look confused as well. I'm saying, man, them boys got routed. They got routed, man. It was ugly. Texas came out hitting, and they didn't stop. They got a big enough lead to where they can coast a little bit, get comfortable, start. And once you get a lead like that, the pitcher can just start messing around, throwing stuff. You know what I mean? Everything's in the dirt. It's just a bunch of that stuff. So it was definitely humbling. You know what I mean? But we ain't gonna stop, man. We're gonna go right back next year, do the same thing all over again. I was looking at the news a little while ago, and they were talking about the future of Dusty Baker, and it seemed like they're finna get ready to make some decisions and maybe go a different route. I don't know, but it seemed like to get ready to do something.
It actually just came out right before we went on air, like a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
That Dusty's retiring. Dusty Baker's decided to retire.
To say I'm done. I got this paper. You know what I mean? And everything's good. I'm gonna ride off into the sunset. It was a hell of a it was a hell of a deal. It was a hell of a deal. We did a hell of a thing with this team. So hold your head up high, and let's get up out of here and go enjoy some of this life. Yeah, man. I love it. But big ups to Dusty Baker. Big ups.
Yeah, brought a championship to the city. Came to the Astros in a time where it wasn't really popular to put your name next to the Astros in the middle of the controversy of the 2017 World Series. And he was kind of our saving grace. and he came back. He righted the ship, did a lot of great things, got a lot of great players to high levels, and got another championship for the city.
Yeah.
It sucks to go out on a game like that, but you know what?
You know what though? You know what? We took it to 7.
Took it to 7.
You know, we didn't just go out and get beat. We didn't get, swept or anything like that. It wasn't an embarrassing. Only thing that was, I think the hardest part about it was losing at home.
Yeah, every home game.
I think that was the hardest part, especially Game 7, losing it at home, especially the way they lost it. But no shame or nothing like that. That team, it did a hell of a thing, man. Like I say, being able to go through all of the ups and downs, the changes of that team, players, going to other teams, picking up, guys, and then still being able to have that kind of production to be able to make it to, one game before, making it to the World. That's a hell of a thing. Got to give those guys a lot of credit. Give all those guys a lot of credit on that team.
Yeah, you know what? Let's keep the championship in Texas. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's keep it in Texas.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's a Texas thing. It's a Texas thing.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Texans, Dallas, that's another story. But let's move on. We got some stuff we got to talk about here today, here inside the Hall of Fame. I see CM Punk may be possibly joining TNA. WWE is interested in Will Ospreay, as well as the debut of Lexus King last night at Halloween Havoc. So my thing is, man, we got a lot to talk about. We got a whole lot to talk about. Where you want to start, man? Where you want to start?
I just want to reiterate, before we get to any of those subjects, I want to let everybody know that it's going on right now. The Christmas Chaos Super Chat Marathon, for lack of a better term, is going on. If you enter a Super Chat between the last episode that we did, and then we'll have a cutoff at the middle of November, I think we said. There'll be a cutoff date. Yeah. You will be entered into the raffle, essentially, and one of you will be flown to Houston, Texas. You'll be picked up. You'll be brought to the Reality of Wrestling Arena. You will get to sit there and watch the show. You have hotel accommodations. Come on, man. This is a once-in-a-lifetime situation, but we're going to be doing it more frequently for all our Super Chatters, but this is just the first one. So make sure you get in a Super Chat if you want to be entered into that raffle. But yeah, Book, like you said, there's a lot going on, man.
Yeah. As well as Fantasy Camp going to be going down this weekend. Also, October 28th. That is at the Reality of Wrestling Arena. So if you guys anywhere in the surrounding area, Texas City 9300 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway, come on out there and check it out. It's going to be a 5-hour day on Saturday. And right now, I think we got close to 40 people already signed up for Fantasy Camp coming up here. So if you're anywhere in the area, guys, come on out and test yourself. So it's all about pushing yourself to the limit. How far? Chuck D said it a long time ago. How long can you go? That's what it's about. Let's see exactly if you guys can go. Come on out, Fantasy Camp, and have some fun. But where do you want to start at, bro?
I think you said, how low can you go? Right?
How long can you go? That's what I said.
Okay.
Did he say, how low can you go?
Base. How low can you go?
That's right. My bad. Yeah.
Sorry. I should. I know that you're a big Public Enemy fan.
I'm a little out of it right now, man.
It's been a long travel days. You've been in Kentucky and Florida, and
you know what, man? My time zone is crazy, and I got to get out of here in the morning and
go to New York,
then come back for Fantasy Camp. And I said I'm just going to take the weekend off and just go relax, do nothing. Just listen to the breeze, and listen to the waves come in off the beach or something like that. But I do need to take a step back for a second.
I don't want to blow up your spot, so you don't have to say where you're going to be flying into. I know you're going to the state of New York tomorrow, but have you seen the new LaGuardia, like the remodeled LaGuardia?
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful.
They did a hell of a job.
They did a great job.
A hell of a job, man. I mean, they did a hell of a job on that airport, man. I mean, it seemed like they got it done relatively quick too. I'm serious. I mean, because I thought they was talking about 25 or something before that thing was going to be finished. But I tell you, you go down there, it's like cosmopolitan. It's all updated. Everything is fresh and new, and they did it almost. I don't know how they did it, bro, because it's so much traffic going in and out of that airport. It seemed like you would have had to close that thing all the way down to have done as much work as they have as far as getting that thing together. But they kept that thing open the whole time. I was in and out of there. At one point, when you would come into the airport, you would have to catch a bus to catch another bus to get to the rental car place. That's how it was. I was like, man, this is ridiculous. And you don't want to get an Uber there, you know what I mean? Because that's like, catching another flight. You know what I mean?
$157 to get up out of there.
As well as the time, as well, it's gonna take you a long time to get somewhere. So but no, man, it is beautiful.
I was there in like July of 22 and then again in earlier this month, and it was like night and day because LaGuardia was not a nice airport. I mean, it was not the airport you want.
It really was like a bomb was dropped. It's like that.
It was
like
terrible.
It was the first airport ever built. That's the way it looked.
It was so bad.
The thing is, they wanted to keep the nostalgic look of it, so they ain't update nothing. You see some of the biggest rats running around that airport. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of glad they got it together. I mean, the New Yorkers, man. You got to give it up for the New Yorkers, man. You got to love the New Yorkers, man, because they just raw dog. They just raw. It ain't nothing, pretty about it sometimes. It's just, look here, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Get you a cup of coffee and a bagel and keep on walking, bro. It's one of those type of deals. So, nah, man, I love New York. I love it.
I love New York too, man. I was passing by some like butcher shop or something, and these two New Yorkers in there, they're arguing, but they're cussing each other out, but not in a mean way. You know what I mean? Like in a New York way. Like we're just cussing each other out, but it's all love.
Yeah. Nah, man, I'm serious. You got to love that city. I mean, and the thing is, you got to be from there to actually really, really, embrace it the way they do.
Yeah.
I mean, I love going to New York because it's like, they say Vegas is the city that never sleeps, but I always say New York, for me, is the city that never sleeps. That place is open all night long. You can get some food, you get something to eat. And those them damn diners they have, man, they open all night. And the thing is, you look at the menu, you don't know what you want on the menu because they got about 120 items to pick from. And they can cook them all, from seafood to steak to Italian. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? You know what I mean? So, them diners, man, you got to love them. We got to take a break, man. We got to take a quick break. Stick around, the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a bit. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Bradley, like I said, where you want to start at, man? I mean, my thing is, let's start with CM Punk. Let's start with CM Punk.
Let's do it.
All right, CM Punk may be the Impact Zone, the TNA arena. My thing, and I heard they was going back to the six-sided ring. That's true.
No, they're not doing the six-sided ring, from what I understand, but they are changing their name from Impact Wrestling to TNA.
Yeah. I heard it was that six-sided ring was floating around as well.
You might be right.
No, I'm serious. I heard that might have been floated around as well. But what do you think of CM Punk coming to TNA?
Well, I mean, he's got to go somewhere if he wants to keep wrestling.
Not really. I mean, he can sit up for another 7 years.
Well, if I'm saying if he wants to keep wrestling, he's got to go somewhere, and TNA could definitely use. And I'm not saying there aren't stores there because there are stores in TNA, but they could use some store power, some recognizable names, especially because I hear they want to start running bigger venues. They want to start running more venues around the country, and Anthem is even perhaps going to try to shop for a better television deal for TNA. And why not try to get old CM Punk? Because, I mean, last we heard, WWE is not interested. AEW fired him for cause. So there's only really two other places that he can go. I mean, and I heard Billy Corgan throw out, you can come to the NWA. We got a spot ready for you. He goes, we can't pay you a lot, but you can have a lot of fun. That's what Billy Corgan said. Don't laugh at that. But TNA, I don't.
Have a lot of fun.
You can have a whole lot of fun, man. You can have a lot of fun. You ain't got a lot of money. That sounds like like your recruitment speech to me back in the day.
That sounds like the Global Wrestling Federation. The money is gold. If you're thinking about going up there, the money is gone, but you can have a lot of fun. You can have no, man. I think I look at it like this: if CM Punk was to go to Impact Wrestling and be a part of that crew down there, I think it's definitely something that it could work. I really do. Just
I think
because
so too.
I think it's a lot of young guys down there. I think it's a lot of young guys, just like at AEW, that could learn and maybe look towards CM Punk for some guidance and whatever. I don't know. I don't know how well that's going to work out or anything like that. But that's the way I see that. But the one thing I also think about with CM Punk going to Impact Wrestling, unlike AEW, unlike WWE, his wrestling is going to be more spotlighted on. Just because it's smaller crowds, everything is going to be seen. You're not going to be able to hide anything in an arena like that. And one thing about getting older, you're going to lose a step. That's just the way it is. And I just think it will be so much more noticeable as far as let's just say it like this: you would be looking at CM Punk's work so much more than anything else outside of he's doing anything outside of anything that he would be doing at TNA. I'm talking about promos. I'm talking about angles. You're going to be looking at his work more than anything, I would think. And I think that's a position I wouldn't want to put myself in. And the reason I say that is because I always refer back to my old breakdancing days when I was like 14, 15, 16. And man, I was really, really good. I was really, really good. And then 16, 17, I started thinking about girls. All right. 18, 19, 20, I was really thinking about girls. And then when I thought I could dance like I could when I was 14, 15, 16, those little kids ate my ass up. And I just did. No, I'm serious. So I would literally, I lived off of who I used to be back in the day as far as my dancing. You know what I mean? Man, you don't want to mess with me, man. You heard of me, man. You know who I am. You don't want none of this. It was one of those type of deals. So I just feel like that would stand out so much more than anything if CM Punk was to go to Impact Wrestling. I keep wanting to say TNA, Impact. I don't know which one I want to say about it.
Well, I think
one up.
January 1, they're going to be TNA Wrestling again. So shout out to TNA, which I don't even ever think they should have strayed away from it. I know they didn't like the name TNA because it was perhaps a reference to something else.
They shouldn't have strayed away from TNA or the six-sided ring.
Agreed.
I really, when Hogan came in, they went away from the six-sided ring. I don't know if it was for his benefit because he felt more comfortable wrestling in a square ring, but when I was asked about what my thoughts was about it, I go, well, Hogan ain't gonna be wrestling in the ring much at all anyway, so it shouldn't matter. In the same way I felt when I was in TNA, the six-sided ring. Did I like it? I'm gonna tell you right now, no, I didn't like the six-sided ring. But the one thing I thought also, the six-sided ring isn't for me. It's for these young guys to do all of this stuff, to, jump off and, do their flips. And, that's what it was about, as well as the identity of TNA from its inception.
That to me, the identity factor was bigger than anything, because if you're turning the channels, because that's how I found TNA. I was literally it was summer break. I'm flipping through channels, and I saw a six-sided ring, and I saw Scott Hall in the middle of it. And I said, what the hell is this? I'd never heard of it. It was on Fox Sports Net back in the day. I think that was their first television partner. And I had no idea of what this was, but the six-sided ring made me stop. And then you had the six sides of steel and that awesome visual of the skipper of Elix walking on top of that cage, doing the Hurricanrana off of it. It was such an identity to the show. And you almost wanted, especially when they signed guys like you or Mick or Sting even, It was cool to see y'all in a different environment than we've seen you before. Not just a different company, but a different environment in that 6-sided ring. And it was a big mistake for them to ever go away from it. Now, I know people say it hurt to bump in. That's what I hear from some of the workers. It was not fun to bump in those rings because they were hard.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Yeah, so I get that.
Just gonna say that. It didn't have a good feel. It didn't have a good sound to it. Even with the acoustics, it didn't have really that good of a sound. But then again, for me, I could work in it because I wasn't going to be doing a whole lot. I wasn't going to be, jumping off anything. Everything that I was going to be doing in the ring, I could do it without hitting the ropes.
And you weren't going to be bumping that much either.
And I wasn't going to be bumping much at all. You know what I mean? I might have taken a few rolls here and there, but I might have fallen a couple of times. But I wasn't going to be taking a whole lot of bumps. I don't know if you guys ever heard about the Braveheart bump. The bump that DDP had invented. It was the way to not take a bump, in other words.
How does the Braveheart bump work?
It never got over. I got to bring Dallas on the show to talk about it because it was a bump that Dallas thought was going to revolutionize the business. As far as it was almost like the helmet for the football player. You know what I mean? The padding. And all of that, but it just didn't work out. And it was simulated after Brad Pitt in the movie Braveheart.
I don't think Brad Pitt was in Braveheart.
Was he in Braveheart?
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
You did it again. He did it again.
I corrected it though, right? I corrected it. Mel Gibson. Okay.
He did it again.
No, it's Mel Gibson. I said that. I corrected it, right? They look a lot alike, man. They look a lot alike, both of those guys. So you can't blame me for that. You can't blame me for something like that, man. Those guys look similar. I mean, come on. I mean, Jesus Christ. It's not that big of a deal, okay? But, that's the way the bump was actually formulated after Mel Gibson in the movie Braveheart.
Oh man. Well, yeah, we got to have Dallas Page on to talk about the Braveheart bump. And Dallas is always great on the show. Shout out to Dallas Page.
I swear, man, the boys ripped him a new one for that one too, bro. I swear that it was such an iconic, conversations when we talked about the Braveheart bump. I think Dallas may have used it for the first time against Taker.
He used the Braveheart bump against the Undertaker?
I think so.
I gotta see this. Please, I gotta find footage, and we gotta have Dallas. Can we have Dallas on next week?
Man, I gotta get him on. I gotta call him and get him on. We gotta talk about the Braveheart bump. Because no one can really talk about it like Dallas. Dallas would have to really, go into detail and really explain the science behind it and all of that. But this is a true story, man. And I've never talked. No, I don't think anybody's talked about the Braveheart.
I've never heard that ever. I've never heard.
You never heard about the Braveheart?
No, not one time.
You gotta get Dallas on and talk about the Braveheart. Because it was a running thing in the business for a long time. But Dallas was one of those. I know we got about a minute and a half before we take another break. Dallas was one of the first guys that was so meticulous about his matches to where I rode with Dallas once, and that was it. I swear to God, I couldn't do it ever again. He had a little camcorder, and he watched his matches from one town all the way to the next town, and he was literally going over and he was writing stuff down and, saying what he was going to do the next time. And I was like, man, what are you doing? But he was so detailed about going out there and making sure he did this right And I can respect that. I respect that to the utmost. And but Dallas was, the first, one of the first, as far as guys that really had to, spot it to where it had to be perfection every time he went out there. He was one of those type of guys. Whether it was perfection or not, that was his modus operandi. We got to take a break. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. You see, I corrected myself that time too. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like, I was, that far off to where I didn't click and go, no, wait a minute, no, that's the other guy. That's the other guy. You know what I mean? So but there again, those guys, they do look a little bit alike.
To you.
They do look a little bit alike. You know what I mean? Yeah.
To you. Hey, you know what? Real quick, we have a lot of super chats that we should get to. And there's still a lot that I want to talk about. Halloween Havoc, NXT, TNA, LA Knight, so much stuff. But I think that we should take a second here to pay respects to somebody who's very important to you and was a groundbreaking actor in many respects, Richard Roundtree, who unfortunately passed away yesterday. He was the first guy to play Shaft and actually recently reprised the role a couple years ago in the Shaft remake that they had Sam Jackson and another actor whose name escapes me. But yeah, Richard Roundtree, I know that was a big influence on you as a young man and as a character on television.
Passed away 81 years old of pancreatic cancer. Definitely a guy that made a huge impact on my life as far as, can you dig it? Isaac Hayes, of course, did the soundtrack back in the day, which was iconic as well. And when I heard that yesterday, I shed a tear, man. I shed a tear because he was one of those brothers that we had, that we can look up to, aspire to want to be like, because he was bad. Mother, shut your mouth. Wow. We talk about Shaft, man. So we can dig it, so for me, he definitely will be missed. Because I don't think I would be the guy who I am today if it wasn't for someone like Richard Roundtree. That's true.
Yeah, rest in peace. I mean, Golden Globe nominated actor. I think he even won a Golden Globe back in the day. And yeah, I mean, he was known for Shaft, and Shaft in Africa was another one. They had another one. What was the other Shaft movie? It was Shaft in Africa, and there was another one that he did. I can't remember the name of it. Shaft's Big Trip or something like that.
Big Score.
Shaft's Big Score. And and then he did the reprisal back in 2019, but did so much more than Shaft. But that's where we kind of think of him was when you hear Richard Roundtree. So rest in peace to the legend for sure. We do have some super chats that were going off of what we were just talking about in the last segment. So yes. So let's start with this one. This is from James, who, by the way, is now officially entered into the raffle. And this is our first super chat of the day.
Super chat.
And James also became a member for 3 months. So we don't mess with my little privates, man. We salute to you, James. If Punk contacted Reality of Wrestling for a job, what would you guys say? I think I know the answer to this. But go ahead.
I say, heck yeah, man. Come on down and be a part of the row. That's what I would say. I mean, CM Punk is somebody that I still feel like has a lot of value for one of these companies out there. I really do. So. And I'm not saying that TNA is, a small fry or anything. I think I don't think it's about the size of the company or anything like that. I think it's about the legacy that CM Punk, wants to leave in the business more than anything. I think the departure from WWE wasn't, pretty. I don't think the departure from AEW was nice or anything like that. To be able to, walk away from this thing and look back on it, with some fun memories, because you don't get a chance to redo this. This is it. And one can say, well, you can go to Japan. I remember MVP, and he'll tell you this himself. I remember MVP before he left WWE. He was like, man, my dream is to go work in Japan. Man, I can't wait. I can't wait. I love that style. This, that, whatnot, and the other. And I told MVP, I say, brother, It's a whole lot different working in Japan at 25 than it is at 35. He didn't understand what I meant until he went over there. And then when he did, how many tours did he go? One. That was it. All right. Because you don't want to finish your career over there. You want to finish your career right here in the good old United States of America. That's what you want to do. So I feel like if he was to go to TNA, he definitely could rebuild that trust with people. I think more than anything, and I think that's what people are going to remember about CM Punk more than anything. It's not going to be the matches, it's not going to be the pipe bomb moment. It's going to be how, and I say this because of, I was just, in Lexington, Kentucky on Sunday.
Right.
And I had an awesome time. I was with one of my students. He was in the main event working with this kid. I invited the kid down to Reality of Wrestling, to give him a shot. Hopefully we can get him on television. He can be seen as well and move to the next level. But when I left there, the promoter, he was like, man, I just want to thank you because, you're like one of the nicest guys I ever met. You know what I mean? I stayed from the beginning of the show all the way to the end. I signed autographs. I didn't sit down one time. I shook everybody's hand. We had a story. And with the boys there, he had a nice crew of guys. We talked about just about everything under the sun. We laughed, all the way till I left at the end of the night. And I tell you, that's what people are going to remember. That's what they're going to remember. They're not going to remember my matches, more so than they're going to remember those moments that they had with Booker T, being just a regular guy, just like us, having fun. Man, I never would have imagined that this guy would have been like that. Those are the moments and the memories people have more than anything. So I think CM Punk has a chance to, lack of a better word, redeem, be redeemed. Okay. You know what I mean?
Well, speaking still on Punk, Joe Compton.
Super chat.
With $20, we appreciate it, Joe. From my personal perspective as a fan of the business, CM Punk is more of a liability than an asset. He is a ticking time bomb wherever he goes. He'll be happy for a while, then something little will set him off. Now, I will say that I don't know. Leo Little is an interesting characterization. That's left up to your interpretation of the events that we know about in both companies. But a lot of the sentiment does seem to be somewhat accurate. Punk seems to always be great when he first gets there. Then, it tends to sour toward the end of it. That's just what we have seen. Except for his initial run in Ring of Honor. That's what we've seen. And I don't know.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, okay. I'm not going to speak on the Ring of Honor thing because I wasn't there. I just heard stories about, Ring of Honor as well. And that was at the beginning. I know what it was like in WWE. We saw what it was like at AEW. And the thing with AEW, I said, give it a minute, get a love affair a minute, and then we'll really see how that thing play out as far as how the boys really, really do act. It's like having a girlfriend. It's like an abusive, boyfriend. He ain't gonna abuse the girl on the first date. He's the nicest guy in the world. He bringing flowers, opening the car door for her and everything.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, he go through a jealous rage and he loses damn. That happens. And that's exactly what happened with this love affair as well. Somewhat same scenario. Tony Gunn, but that's another story. But no, I feel the same way. CM Punk, he has his ways, and a lot of times from outside looking in, he wanted to be a lot in his favor. And I just say that just from what I've seen more than anything. I don't want to sit here and bash CM Punk or anything because I'm trying to say something nice about what CM Punk has a chance to do. Just like I said when he came into AEW, the first thing I said when Punk came into AEW before all the trouble, before all the turmoil, I said Punk is in a hell of a position. I said he's in a position of power. he's in a position, of confidence. He's in a position where these young guys can be able to come to him for guidance, and advice. But I also said he's going to have to go down to their level in order to for them to come up to his level. We had Mark Henry on the show, and Mark Henry said Punk actually did try to do that. For me, from the outside looking in, I can't say whether he did or didn't. But coming from Mark Henry, someone who's there, I'm not going to say he's lying or anything. But what was the approach? How sincere was it? It's one of those type of deals. With these young guys these days, man, they feel like they're running the ship. It's their thing. It's theirs. These young bucks, the Kenny Omegas. I'm serious, dog.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way this young generation. What do you call them? Generation Z, right? Z, right?
Yeah. Gen Zers.
Yeah, Gen Zers. Yeah, right. That's what I'm talking about. It's their world. You know what I mean? So for me, that's a situation that you got to approach with kick gloves. You got to really approach that from a perspective to where you approach it the proper way. Otherwise, it could blow up in your face. And obviously, that's what happened.
Well, we'll see what this future of CM Punk will be. Because there's some things out there. Could he go to NWA? Could he go to TNA? Could he come to the reality of wrestling? We'll see.
You know what? Let's forget about reality. TNA would be the spot.
I agree.
If he's gonna land somewhere, TNA would be the spot, because I really feel like TNA could use the rub.
Mm-hmm.
Use the rub. People eyes will be on TNA people, as well as it will show. You would actually get a chance to see CM Punk's star power if the needle moves for TNA. If TNA can get back in this race, because right now they run the third, and they way back there.
Hamster wheel.
But just imagine if TNA numbers could start competing with AEW. Oh man, then people are going to be saying, did Tony Khan make a mistake? That's what's going to happen, right? All right, that's what's going to happen.
It could.
That's why I see it. But I ain't trying to stir nothing up. We got to take a break. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
Let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com and use promo code and receive your first month absolutely free, man. Visit BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Can you dig it, sucker? All right, everyone, it's Booker T and Brad Gilmore here, and we've got something exciting for all you sports, comedy, music, and theater fans out there. We're talking about Game Time, the fastest, easiest way to get your hands on tickets to your favorite events.
That's right, Book. We love all those spontaneous, unforgettable moments, and Game Time is here to make them happen. Whether it's a last-minute decision to see a game or a sudden urge to catch a live show, Game Time has got you covered, giving fans access to tickets even at the last minute in over 60 cities across the United States and Canada.
And guys, this ain't about getting in. This is about getting the best seats in the house. With Game Time, you can see images of your seat before you buy it, so no surprises there, guys. You can score tickets swiftly. Skip the line, guys. Just dive straight into the moment.
Absolutely. And listen to this. Game Time guarantees the best prices. Find tickets in the same section in row for less elsewhere. Game Time will give you a credit of 110% of the difference. So there's no reason to wait, Book.
So whether it's the thrill of the game, the laughter of the comedy, the rhythm of the music, or the drama of the theater, guys, don't let the opportunity skip by. Choose Game Time. Grab your tickets and just enjoy the moment.
Live should be spontaneous, Book. So guys, don't miss out. Check out Game Time now on their app or at gametime.co. That's gametime.co.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code BOOKER for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Lowest price. Guaranteed. Oh, yes.
Podcast Heat is teaming up with the 14-time women's world champion Charlotte Flair to help raise money for Smile Train, and you have the chance to participate and win a personalized autograph photo. And how about this? A 15-minute private video chat with the Queen herself by being the highest donor. Now, with your donation, Smile Train can provide life-saving surgeries and other essential care to children in need, 100% free. A donation of just $21, probably less than your weekly Starbucks spend, can provide one cleft repair surgery. Without treatment, children with clefts may struggle to breathe properly, often severely malnourished due to trouble eating, and many face long-term psychological trauma as a result of relentless bullying. No child deserves to feel like an outcast, so join Smile Train Global Ambassador Charlotte Flair in becoming a champion of smiles. Your donation will provide the gift of cleft treatment. Donate today at championofsmiles.com, and remember, the highest donor will receive a personalized autograph photo and a 15-minute private video chat with Charlotte. Together, we can change the world one smile at a time. That's championofsmiles.com.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Hey, Book, our next sponsor of the Hall of Fame podcast is AG1, the daily foundational nutritional supplement that supports whole body health. I drink it literally every day, and I know you're drinking it too.
Yeah, man, I received the box in the mail, and I said, what is this? And it said AG1. And let me give you a little testimony. I'm a coffee drinker. I've been a coffee drinker every morning for about 25 years. And I drink a big cup of coffee on the way to the airport, and I get on my flight, and I still go to sleep. So I realized coffee is not helping me at all. So I say, let me try the AG1. I stopped drinking coffee literally 2 weeks ago, and I drink the AG1 in the morning first thing, and the first thing I want to do is get in the gym and train. The body transformation has been unbelievable. The energy I have going into my daily routine has been off the chain. So I'm a believer. I'm a believer in AG1.
And you know, Book, for me, I was sick of taking multivitamins every day, and I wanted something that was an all-in-one. And with AG1, it's just a scoop in my water every morning. I mix it up, and it's a foundational nutritional supplement that delivers comprehensive nutrients to the whole body. And for me, the benefits of AG1, I can tell you I have more energy, I have better digestion, better gut health, I have more support for mental clarity and focus. I'm locked in for the whole day since I've been drinking AG1.
And they say LeBron James spent $1.5 million a year on his body. You don't have to do that, guys. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Guys, go to drinkag1.com/Booker. That's drinkag1.com/Booker. Check it out.
Well, BT, football season is back, and you know what that means. Touchdown dances, Sunday tailgates, and epic fantasy showdown. But fellas, let's not forget the real MVP of the season. Introducing the all-new Beard Hedger Pro Kit by Manscaped, your ultimate luxury beard grooming experience. This kit is your secret weapon for staying sharp on and off the field. So guys, don't fumble this opportunity. Head to manscaped.com and elevate your grooming game with the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Join the 9 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. You heard it right. 9 million men, over 109 MetLife stadiums full. So go to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with the code BookerT. Hey, Book. The thing about the Beard Hedger Pro Kit, it's a grooming powerhouse built for precision and for style, just like your favorite quarterback. The kit tackles beard touch-ups effortlessly, ensuring you're always prepped for the next play. Plus, it has a compact design for easy portability. Look, here's the thing, Book. You've been taking care of your beard for a while. I've been trying to grow in what I can here for a little while, and I wouldn't use any other kit than what Manscaped is offering right now. And after grooming my facial turf, I want to show it some love with Manscaped's liquid formulations. The beard shampoo, the beard conditioner, the beard oil, and the beard balm, they're key for feeling victorious and taking your beard game to the next level. So Book, tell them how they can save some money.
Get 20% off and free shipping with code BookerT at manscaped.com. Oh, yeah! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. I was just pulling up some numbers here in the break, and went back to last month, actually. Impact Wrestling drew 134,000 viewers on Access, and just imagine this. If CM Punk was to go into Impact Wrestling, and Impact Wrestling numbers were to go up exponentially, say, for instance, this 134 turns into 500K, okay? That's a hell of a bargaining chip, right? It's a hell of a bargaining chip to be able to really capitalize off, even from a money standpoint, with a company like TNA. If the numbers are like that, I'm sure the higher up's going to say, "Hey, man, we got something here. We may be back in this race." So I really do see CM Punk going to someone like Impact, TNA, and perhaps making that company look a little bit better. And I think that right there, that three-way race will really throw a monkey wrench in things, almost like the Democrats and the Republicans and the Independents. How much would that take away from AEW's fan base?
One of the big parties. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Right?
It'd be interesting to see.
That's very interesting, right?
I mean, I know he was backstage at the Chicago Impact taping. So
I heard he was at Bound for Glory as well, right?
Yeah, I think that was in Chicago, I believe.
Okay, yeah, somewhere around Chicago.
Or somewhere in the area. So, you know what? I mean, look, it could happen. Stranger things have happened in this business, Booker. You and I both know that. So we'll see what lies ahead for CM Punk. I did want to jump into a little Halloween Havoc, and we have a bunch of Super Chats still to get to, but I do want to talk a little bit about Halloween Havoc that was going on at NXT. But I feel like before we move to it, I have to play you something that was sent to us on X. I don't know if you saw this, but we were tagged in a what do you call it? It's not a tweet anymore. We were tagged in
X.
We were tagged in an X,
Yeah.
and somebody did what we said should be done, and they altered the music of an NXT superstar to make it more apropos for the moment. This is the Booker T version of the Trick Williams theme song. Have you heard this yet?
No, I have not.
Okay, so this is the Booker T version of the Trick Williams theme song.
Ducky, quack, quack.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man. King of the ad-libs, man. King of the ad-libs. Jeezy would be proud of me, man. I'm telling you, boy. Jeezy, big up to Jeezy, man.
I like it.
Oh, yeah, man.
And they put the whoop that trick in there. I mean, look, this needs to be the music. WWE,
yeah,
NXT, I know you're listening.
You know what? Trick Williams, that's my boy, man. Can't wait to see him move to that next level and really, really make a splash in this business. But I really feel like he's doing it the right way as far as just buying his time. And when he go out, I always tell him, look, man, don't worry about your time off, all right? Take your time off. But when the camera's on, when the red light's on, go out there and shine. That's all you got to do. Make sure you get about 200 push-ups and slap on a whole lot of baby oil and get to the ring. That's all you got to do. You going to get over, baby. You know what I mean? You going to get over.
Very simple. That's all you got to do, Trick.
Simple.
But what did you think, man? Halloween Havoc, I thought was an awesome show. There's a few things that stood out. I think Lyra Valkyria beating Becky Lynch did caught me by surprise, but didn't catch me by surprise. What'd you think of that main event and that title swap?
You know, Becky's definitely got to get back to work. Of course, she's had a great run in NXT. I like the stuff that they're doing with NXT as far as bringing in the major guns and really creating something, giving talent like Lyra Valkyria the rub. I always talk about being able to work with talent like that, like a Becky Lynch. That experience that you're gonna just like Roxanne working with Asuka, that experience, that wealth of knowledge that you're gonna take away from working with people like that, you can't learn that in a wrestling school or anything like that. That's what we call on the job training. And one thing about this young talent, I talk to them about it all the time as far as they're working each other. And they go out and they do their routines. But when they work someone like that, it's something that's totally different. It's a light bulb moment. It's an eye-opening experience. But it's not something that I think you want to, keep the ball rolling on because, again, you don't want the talent to be overshadowed by a Becky Lynch. We need that young star to be a Lyra Valkyria, that those young kids out there looking at that can aspire to be a Lyra Valkyria, a young person, just like them. So everything works with each other, having this kind of talent on the show. But I thought it was the right move. I thought it was a hell of a match. I thought it was a hell of a finish. And for Becky to give Lyra that endorsement, man, that is huge, man. That is so freaking huge. I can only imagine how Lyra felt just going back to, her room and just thinking about that when nobody else is around. That's a moment, man. That's a moment that you just might get in the shower and just let the water run on you and you don't even move for an hour. That's that kind of moment because, it's history, something that perhaps you never saw happening in a million years, and boom, it happened. It's like, getting a lottery ticket. It's like your dream coming true that perhaps you never had. One of those type of deals. So I loved it.
I thought it was awesome, and I love the build up to it the whole night. We had all the Irish fans, weighing in on social, and you saw the pub out there in the UK. Someone had their Becky shirts on, some had their Lyra shirts on. Halloween Havoc overall was great. I want to give a big shout out to Shotzi and Scarlett. They were great hosts. And
hell job.
But at the conclusion though, what do we think of that? You know what? Jade Cargill. It seems as though NXT might be where she first lands. What have you heard? You're an insider. What do you know, Book?
I'm not an insider. The way I saw that was she was there to watch Becky Lynch. She was just getting some insight, information, some downloading, some knowledge, as far as, what am I to expect, perhaps when I step in the ring with the man Becky Lynch. That's the way I saw it. I didn't see it as far as her, making a move as far as, man, I got to go in there and take on the NXT. I didn't see it that way at all. I just saw, I saw Jay Carg. I don't know if you noticed, man, I had on a nice suit.
Oh, the suit was great. Yes.
I made sure I wore a nice suit because I heard Jay Cargill might be in the building. Okay. So I think everything worked out. I think it worked out just fine.
Did you get to chat with Jade?
I don't want to give out any insider information just yet.
Okay. Well, you had on your Sunday's best, and so did she. Might I say?
Yeah, she's a big man. She's a monster too, dog.
Yeah,
she is a monster.
Jacked.
I mean, that's the first time I got a chance to see her up close and personal like that. And I swear, man, her legs are so big. I mean, she's jacked. She is a specimen. So man. Oh yeah. That's all I can say about that.
When you think about Halloween Havoc, this is the second one that you've called for the NXT brand. I think it's the third one they've done, third or fourth. When you think about Halloween Havoc back in the day, do you remember any of your Halloween Havoc matches?
Vic was reminding me about some of the stuff I did. I had a few, magical moments at Halloween Havoc, and then to go back and look at it, but it wasn't one of those things to where I thought about Halloween Havoc back then as far as it being, a special time, for me or anything like that. So it wasn't like on my radar or anything before Vic actually, made me aware of, the moments that I had at Halloween Havoc. When I think about Halloween Havoc more than anything, I think about Dusty.
Mm-hmm.
When I think about Halloween Havoc and War Games and a lot of those pay-per-views in WCW, I think about Dusty a whole lot. I think more than anything. So I think that would be my one thought when you think about Halloween Havoc.
Can I just, so the first Halloween Havoc, you were on 4 or 5 of them, but the first one you were ever a part of was 1994 Halloween Havoc. And I just want to read this card because it doesn't even seem like a real event when you think about the names that were on there and the kind of matches that were going on. You wrestled in the opening match against Brad Armstrong. I don't know. Oh, excuse me, Brian Armstrong, which is, of course, Road Dogg. I don't know if you remember that at all.
What year was that?
This is 94.
Okay.
You were wrestling singles. Your brother was at ringside, according to the.
What was that show at? What was that show at? Did it say?
The show, yes, it does. The show was in Detroit, Michigan, at the Joe Louis Arena.
I remember that match. I remember that match vividly because I was working Brian Armstrong, and it was his last match before he went to the WWF, and it was a spot to where I had him in a rear chin lock, and the crowd went crazy, and I'm wondering what the hell this crowd's going crazy for in a real chin lock, and I turned my head, and Muhammad Ali is walking down the aisle. And I'll go, oh my God, Muhammad Ali's walking down the aisle. And Brian goes, turn me around, let me see. So I turned him around and we watched Muhammad Ali walk to his seat, and then we was in awe, and then we go, okay, let's go. After Muhammad Ali took his seat.
It's just awesome.
We didn't move. We didn't move from that position until Muhammad Ali took his seat.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I remember that so vividly. That one night, that Halloween Havoc, as well as I got a big win.
You got a huge win against Brian Armstrong. I know we have to take a break, but I do want to talk about this card if I can run it down. But I think we're on a break time, right?
Stick around, y'all. We're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. I know we got a lot of super chatters.
We
I know
do.
you want to talk about that card that you was just talking about, that Major League Halloween Havoc card, 1994 from Detroit, Michigan, Joe Louis Arena. Oh, yes, I remember that vividly. But go ahead, man.
Well, I love the card, and I think I'm going to watch this pay-per-view tonight on the network because it just doesn't even sound like a real card. So the opening match after you all, actually, I guess the next match was Johnny B. Bad defending the World Television Championship against the Honky Tonk Man. They went, by the way, to a time limit draw. Phenomenal. Pretty Wonderful, which was Paul Orndorff and Paul Roma versus Stars and Stripes, the Patriot and Marcus Alexander Bagwell. Crazy. Dave Sullivan defeated Kevin Sullivan, a match everyone always wanted by countout. Dustin Rhodes took on Arn Anderson. Jim Duggan defended his WCW United States Heavyweight Championship against stunning Steve Austin. Vader, along with Harley Race, defeated the Guardian Angel. And then the Nasty Boys defeated Terry, Funk, and Bunkhouse Buck, by the way. And the main event was Hulk Hogan taking on Ric Flair in a steel cage career versus career world championship match with Mr. T as the guest referee. Flair lost in October of 1994 and was forced to retire, although he did return in January of 1995.
That ain't a WWF card.
Just doesn't make any sense.
That ain't a WWF like Mania, want to be Mania card, right? That's all that is. I mean, a bunch of WWF. I mean, Honky Tonk Man, Orndorff, Steve Austin. I mean, come on. Yeah, I mean, it's just a
Jim Duggan.
of Jim Duggan. I mean, Harley Race. It's a who's who of. That's a smorgasbord right there. Talent, dog. So that was the WCW trying to be WWF back then.
I gotta say something about the main event, because thinking about it from like a wrestling perspective and listening to you book shows, over the years when we were at Reality Wrestling, this is just the funniest thing. It's like, okay, the main event, we got Hogan versus Flair, already sells itself. You don't need anything else. Okay, it's gonna be for the world title. Awesome, main event. We don't need anything else. Oh, but we're gonna add Mr. T as the referee. Awesome. Perfect. You know what, though? We're going to take it a step further. We're going to make it a career versus career match. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, you know what? That's not enough. We're going to put them in a cage. What the hell were they
They
thinking?
booked themselves like into a corner right there, right? It's like, let's just make this the worst we possibly can make it. Let's just think, wait a minute, let's do every match in one match.
We're going to have a steel cage special referee world title career versus career match. And I just love that Flair loses in October 94 and he's back wrestling in January 95. He was just going on vacation. That's all that was.
Oh my God!
Oh.
Man. I don't even remember the Honky Tonk Man being there. How long was the Honky Tonk Man in WCW?
It must have been
there but a minute.
It must have been a short time.
Yeah,
I don't
he had
really
to be
remember.
there. I mean, I swear to God, I don't even remember Honky being in WCW.
He was
swear
just
to
there in
God.
94. Just in 94.
Okay, I'm serious. I mean, that just hearing that name, it's just going to show you how disconnected I was to everything. I was oblivious to everything that was going on around me. That I didn't even realize Honky Tonk Man was in the WCW with me, but he was only there for that 1 year, right?
I think he was there just for a couple months. Because if I remember right, there was something with him and Bischoff. He crossed Bischoff some kind of way, and Bischoff fired him on the spot. And I believe
you know what? I remember something about. I remember hearing something about this. I can't remember what it was though. Yeah.
I have to look it up because I do remember Eric Bischoff saying in his book it was his favorite firing of all time to fire the honky tonk man. It like gave him great joy.
Yeah, I remember something about that.
So anyway, but it's like, hey, you know what would be a hot way to start off a pay-per-view? Let's put Johnny B. Bad in the honky tonk in a time limit draw.
Look here, Hunky wasn't doing the job. Hunky ain't doing. Hunky like.
That's probably why he got fired.
Not doing the job for this guy.
For Johnny B. Bad? Nah, man. No, they ain't gonna happen.
Look, y'all know Hunky Tonk, man. He ain't doing no job for somebody like Johnny B. Bad. That's out. That's like asking Dr. D. David Schultz to do a job for Johnny B. Bad. It ain't happening.
Oh, God, so great. That's so great. You know, talking about Halloween Havoc again on NXT was phenomenal. We do have some more super chats to get to, so let me go ahead and knock a few of these out. This is from Rapaw's Order. I'm just a hard-working, Timberland-wearing New Yorker praying to go to Raw already. Is that too much to ask, Lord? He said I'm a Timberland wearing. That's how I know he's from New York.
The boys in New York, they'll wear some Timberlands.
They love
them.
Timberlands.
They're going to wear them, dog. That's part of the culture up there, dog. Seriously. But hopefully we get you in that raffle, man. Seriously, man. We appreciate all you guys participating as well. We really do.
All right, this comes from Cali Toenail. Mysterious Q got some splaining to do, don't he? First, he's spying and then walking out when the titles are right there at grasp of the heat. Fall back in line.
We got some for Mysterious Q. We got some for him. We gonna put it on him. You know, we you know what? We don't want to tip our hand or nothing like that. But I just want Mysterious Q to know wherever he goes, he better watch his back. Oh yes.
Oh yes. There you go. Vaughn says, how come I can't get NXT tickets to a TV production?
How come you can't get them? I think you got to, go online and register for them or something like that. I mean, if you're in Florida, I think you can get them. They're free.
It's like a studio audience, right?
Yeah, it's a studio audience. So I don't know what's the problem, why you can't get them. But if you're in Florida, all you got to do is go to the website and figure it out. I'm not sure, but I tell you what, they bust them in there, and it'd be a boatload of them every week. So come on and be a part of the NXT crew, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, man, we be having a lot of fun out there on a weekly basis.
Ross Ferguson sent several messages, but this is, I guess, the corrected one that he sent. Sorry, I didn't spell my message right. I'm in ICW, which I believe is Insane Championship Wrestling overseas. If you ever went there, I'd love to meet you to get experience.
Definitely, watch reality wrestling on YouTube as well. You can definitely garner a lot of experience from watching the show, just because all of those guys that are on the show, they're critiqued diligently on a nightly basis. They can't go out to the ring and come back if they did screw something up and not, be talked to about it, as well as if they make too many mistakes, you're not going to see them on the show. So look at reality of wrestling and watch those guys, and perhaps you can learn something from them.
This is from Luis Me, who says, shout out from Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's always good to listen to these guys.
RVD country, man. It's RVD country, Michigan. You know what I mean? That's my road dog, one of my best friends. So yeah, man, big ups. Much love. Grand Rapids.
We appreciate you, Luis. Cali Toenail back again. She wants me to squash you for her. Nia should get a run with the belt, but if she loses, at least give her the tag belts again to make that division grow.
You know what I said? Nia, should have a run with the belt a long time ago. Way before she left the company and all that. But I also said, if you get the belt on Nia, who's going to beat her? Who's going to take it away from her? It's one of those type of things. It's like, booking yourself in a corner. Also, I do want to see Nia Jax, in that monster role. But it's kind of hard, when I watch Nia, because she's a beautiful girl, and she plays the beautiful girl role, the beautiful monster. I just want to see. I want to see. I want to see Nia Jax take the gloves off, take the makeup off, and just come out there and just beat the hell out of somebody. And I'm gonna tell you, that Nia Jax right there is the Nia Jax that will sell some tickets. Go back and watch. I don't know if you can pull up the clip of Awesome Kong with Booker T in the ring, overseas. This what I'm talking about. We need a monster like Awesome Kong to come in and just turn everything upside down. When I say everything, I mean everything, man. You got that clip?
I got a clip. Was it in Germany?
Yep.
Okay, this is a clip of it. I'm going to move this so we can see it a little bit better.
The first and only intergender match I've ever had.
So here's Booker T and Awesome Kong in the 6 sides in Impact or TNA Wrestling.
Six-side.
All right, y'all are circling the ring for our radio viewers. Kong's looking good.
She's scared, though. You can tell she's scared.
I don't think she's the one who's scared in this clip.
Look at the quickness. The thing is, I was going to take it easier. But I said, oh, man. You want it. You just get it.
Booker T is beating up on Awesome Kong, much to Kurt Angle's enjoyment. Scott Steiner, Sharmell. Was Sharmell in the match? She's on the apron. An Irish whip into the corner. Booker gets splashed. Comes back in there. There's a big scoop and a slam. And the Booker man is down. The Booker man is down. Oh, and a big splash. Cover 1, 2. Oh, and a kick out of 2.5.
That's enough. That's enough of that.
Oh, you gotta love it, man.
Oh, man. That's called a rub right there, man. That's what that's called. It's called a rub. Oh, man. We got to take a break, man.
We do.
We got to take a break, bro. This show is going by way, way too fast.
Way too fast.
Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, y'all. Let's keep the super chats rolling, man. Let's keep the super chats rolling.
Let's keep them going, man. Here we go. The next one is from... Here we go. The next one's from RNGD Gaming. Now, what that Booker said that, I can see Punk turning up in TNA just to rub Tony's face in it.
I can see that. But there again, I think it would create a buzz as far as, this war. This war is expanding. I think TNA was in that war for a long time. People looked at TNA as being that second company for a long time. If they can get back to that point, I think it would be good for the business more than anything. Just having another company out there where guys could actually go and make some real, significant money. I think that would be great. I think it would gear more guys that's out there just floating around to want to go to Impact Wrestling, because they know that, man, maybe this could be a home as well as a stepping stone to get to the next level. So I think it works in a lot of different ways. But rubbing it in Tony Khan's face, I see that too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he would do it just to rub it into Tony's face, but I mean, I could see him going there just in general.
Well, I mean, that's just part of it. That's just part of the stuff. Yeah.
Here we go. This is from John JID999, is a frequent chatter. We appreciate you, John, as always. Now entered into the raffle to come to Reality of Wrestling. And it's a question about Reality Wrestling. In a row, will there be any cross-promotion with places like Raw? How Paul Bosch and Bill Watts struck a deal to bring people like Tony Atlas over from Texas.
Well, there's not many places out there like Raw, honestly.
If any.
I mean, I'm not just saying that, but it's not too many places out there like Road. We did a cross promotion with Impact.
TNA,
yeah, and I think that I think that worked well for both of us, and I really don't think we were too far behind, Impact, as far as talent went at that time, and now I think our talent in reality wrestling, is even better than it was back then. But I do see reality wrestling working with other companies, but more importantly, I see reality wrestling trying to create something more than anything, and that is being the AAA of professional wrestling, which is trying to get young people to the next level. We don't want to hoard talent. If you're good enough to make it out of reality wrestling, we want to be able to put you in a light where you can be seen and make it to that next level, and hopefully get a chance to go around the world and do it and see it just like I did. And it was a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, and you know what? You see people like from reality wrestling all the time. Roxanne Perez last night on Halloween Havoc. What was that match called?
As well as, you saw, new tag team champions. You saw Duke Hudson. Fresh out of reality wrestling. A lot of people don't know that, but Duke Hudson is original reality wrestling member. So guys, that's really, truly what it's all about, is getting these guys to the next level.
Elliot Sexton is the name he worked in at reality wrestling. What was the name of the match that Roxanne had last night? What was it called? Not a lights out match.
It was man, you catch me off guard.
Come on, man. I can't remember either. Somebody in the chat will tell us.
Yeah, they'll tell us. Yeah,
somebody in the chat will tell us. But yeah, it was fun to watch.
In the Monsters Ball match, what was it? What was it?
I can't remember what it was called. But it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. Somebody will tell me here in just a second.
I ain't got my remarkable right.
You got your notes in front of you.
I can pull it up.
This is one that I think we've gotten this question before, but it's always a fun one to talk about.
Super Chat.
Last Century Comics. Shout out to Last Century.
Something Playground, right? Something Playground.
Yeah, because they had the toy slide there and stuff.
Yeah.
Last Century Comics. Shout out to Last Century Comics in the chat here. Says, what is your favorite championship belt design, past or present? Of course, Last Century was involved in the G.I. Bro comic book. But yeah, what is your favorite championship belt design, past or present? I think we've talked about this before.
Always the big gold WCW title. It had some sentimental value for me when I won it, just because I knew Ric Flair had held that championship so many times, as well as the championship that I wore was the actual championship that Ric Flair actually wore around his waist as well. Had a little bend in the top. Mm-hmm. That championship for me has always been like the holy grail. It always represented the world heavyweight champion. And I think that's what I liked about that belt more than anything.
I've liked a few of them over the years. You know which one I like right now? There's a couple that come to mind. The one I liked for a little while was the Daniel Bryan WWE Championship. Do you remember the Eco Warrior one where it had like stones and was made of wood and was on like a hemp strap? I thought that was just awesome, because he was doing the heel gimmick at the time. And I always liked the custom championships, like when John Cena had the U.S. title and it was the big round one that spun with the American flag in it. There's a few. I like when Miz was champion and they turned the WWE logo upside down. It was the M. Yeah. Of course, the $1 Million Championship stands out to me when we talk about custom championships. But the one that's actually
in the warehouse right now. Yeah.
Which one?
The $1 Million title.
Oh, it's in the warehouse?
Yeah, it's in the warehouse, yeah.
Oh, man, that $1 Million
always as a prop, we were shooting down there. It was always cool. Shot like in the foreground right there, yeah.
The $1 Million title was one of the ones when I was a kid that I wanted so bad. Like, that was before they sold replicas and stuff and you couldn't get one. But I remember watching old WrestleMania tapes and seeing the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, rocking that thing. And the other one, though, that I like right now, the title I like right now, I really like the NXT North American Championship. I like how it looks. It's on like a burgundy strap, which is unusual. It's got a different design than any other WWE title right now, and I think that's one I really like. And the AEW title is pretty too.
I mean, you just ran off like 10 different belts, man. I mean, you just ruined the whole thing. That wasn't even that wasn't even the question. You just went all outside of the whole box.
It was
Like,
what is your favorite design, past or present, right?
You just named off 10 of them.
Well, I like them all. Damn it. Devil's Playground.
Devil's Playground.
Luis.
Yeah,
Shout out to Luis.
I knew it was something playground. Yeah, Devil's Playground.
Well, I can't have more than one favorite.
Like DiCaprio. I knew it was one of them.
I can't have more than one favorite.
They said which one was your favorite. They said which one, not which 10. Brad, I mean, come on.
This is what's
You're
your
educated,
favorite?
man.
Okay, look, I am educated. Now, I have a question. Why didn't they ever do like when you were world champion, when you were King Booker? I felt like they could have done a custom title back then for the world title. Although the big gold is very regal already in its design, so I could see why they didn't maybe do that.
I don't think it needed a change. I don't think it needed a wardrobe change or anything like that. Just because it served the purpose. The World Heavyweight Championship, the gold, the look of it, the brashness of it, the boldness of it. It made that King run feel kingly. It definitely had some Camelot feel to it as well. So yeah, that may be the reason. As well as I wasn't one of those guys that was running to the office saying, "Hey man, can we make a belt? You know, a new belt." You know, I think a lot of those guys request that kind of stuff. You know, and I was just never one of those guys that was looking for anything extra other than let me go out here and get this paper, baby. And that's it.
Let me ask you, because we have one more that I want to. We have one more super chat we're going to get to from Lee Gray, but before we get to it, when you talk about championships, one that divided the fans the most was the John Cena Spinner WWE title that became the WWE Championship for a long time. Did you ever have issues with the Spinner Championship? Did you not like it as a talent? Do you felt like, because the fans' argument was it lowered the prestige of the WWE Championship by making it a blinged out spinner?
You know what? I never thought about it one moment. I never thought, I'm serious. I never, gave it any thought as far as, man, I don't like the spinner belt. It's bringing the prestige of the title down. I just never, I don't look at stuff like that. I mean, the title is the prop. Well, the belt is a prop. The title means everything, being the champion. I think that meant so much more than the actual belt that you actually wore around your waist. That's just the way I've always looked at it. So no, I really didn't. I never paid any mind. If I get the belt, I was happy because I knew I was going to be making more money. That's the only thing that mattered.
Well, then here's my question to you. This will close us out. Oh, I think we actually had another super chat. Excuse me. This is from Lee Gray. I enjoy watching your matches, Booker T, since the good old WCW days. I'm about 40 now, and I still remember you, Sting, Conan, the Cat.
Hey man, some good people right there. Great company to be in. The Cat, that's my boy, that's my dog. Big shout out to Ernest the Cat Miller down there in Atlanta, Georgia. I think he's still down there in Atlanta, Georgia. But yeah, man, I appreciate that. Those are my times right there in WCW. Those were my wrestling days, the days that I really got a chance to go out there and prove how good I was in the middle of that square circle. I always used to tell those guys, I was top 5. I was one of the top 5 workers in the world. But I always used to try to go out to the middle of that ring and prove, not to the guys, not to myself. I just always wanted to get the fans a really damn good performance every night. I never phoned it in. I didn't take a whole lot of days off. And what a career. And it ain't over yet. I still got a lot left in the tank.
Still got mo to go. But you know what? We don't have any more show for them. Show's over, pal.
Yeah, the show's over, pal. We got to get up out of here, man, because I got some business to take care of, and I got to get some grub in me because the party's not over. We keep the thing rolling, but I want to thank everybody that stepped inside the Hall of Fame today. Got your champagne wishes, caviar dreams, man. All the super chatters, we appreciate you guys, man. This contest is rolling. Who's going to be the super chatter of the year? Oh, yeah, man. Dig it. Hey, man, appreciate you for getting all the hard work done, all the heavy lifting. But right now, like I always say, till next time, guys, peace. We out. Love you.
The Ed Milet Show showcases the greatest peak performers sharing their journey, knowledge, and thought leadership.
This is one of the all-time best pieces of advice ever given on the show.
Actor Rainn Wilson.
The number one thing that psychologists point to with young people of why they are struggling so much in this mental health epidemic is they don't have resilience. So how do you build resilience if you don't understand suffering itself?
The Ed Milet Show is available on YouTube or wherever you listen.
Hi there. Sorry for the interruption, but are you enjoying this show on Google Podcasts? You should know that the Google Podcasts app is going away this spring. That's right, going away, gone as in no longer available. You can still enjoy this show elsewhere though. Try out Spotify or Amazon Music, or maybe TuneIn is more your style. Whatever app you switch to, be sure to follow so you never miss the next episode. And thanks for listening, wherever you listen.